Good morning, everybody. With you, Mr. Sherif Abbas from Reema International School, Boys Section. Today, inshallah, we will take Chapter 15, Lesson 3. How are force, mass, and energy related? First, gravity. Gravity is a force which makes objects pull toward each other. That is a force which make the earth attract everything on it, and the sun attract all the planets. You must know the force of gravity between two objects depends on two things: mass and distance between them. So, the force of gravity is stronger if objects are close together, and the force of gravity between massive objects is also strong. The ball you drop fall because Earth's large mass pull on it, but the ball also pull on the Earth. But the ball's mass is too small to move a mass as large as Earth. So the Earth attracts the ball, but the ball can't attract the Earth. Now, who can remember what's the difference between mass and weight? Okay, I will wait the answers. Now we will see a video to know more about gravity. Now we know the force, but how we can measure it? Measuring force. We can measuring force by using a spring scale. How much the spring stretches depends on the object's weight. Spring scale is a tool. We use it to know the force of things. It is look like the bag's weight tool. But here at this spring scale, the unit is Newton. Repeat after me, Newton. 1 Newton is about a force you would need to lift a small apple. And we know that the weight is a measure of the force of gravity acting on an object's mass. And of course, the heavier an object is need a lot of force to lift it. And the stronger the force, the more spring will stretch. These points may become true or false. After force, we need to know what is the energy and motion. Energy, of course, is the ability to do work or cause a change. But the work is the ability to move something. When work is done, a change happens. Energy is the source of that change. So, we use the energy to make this change. Any change in motion requires energy. So, if I want to speak, I need an energy. If the car moved, it uses an energy. When you eat, you use an energy. When you walk at a sunny day, you will feel the energy from the sun as a heat. We have a lot of kinds of energy. As example, kinetic energy. Kinetic energy. Repeat after me. Kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, the energy of the motion. The amount of kinetic energy depends on the object's speed and its mass. And the second type of energy is potential energy. Potential energy. Repeat after me. Potential energy. Potential energy is stored energy. As example, when you stretch a rubber, it have a potential energy. As you see at the picture of roller coaster, when the roller coaster move, it has a kinetic energy. When it reaches the top of the roller coaster, the kinetic energy changed to the potential energy for a moment. Then the potential energy decreased and it changed to kinetic energy again. Now we will see a video about kinetic and potential energy. I hope you enjoy. Changing kinds of energy. Potential energy can change into kinetic energy and back again. At this picture, a child winding the spring of the toy bird. Each turn winds the spring tighter, which adds more stored energy. Then the child releases the toy. The spring unwinds and the bird hops forward. So here, the energy stored in the spring is changing into the energy of motion or kinetic energy. Now we have a very important law. We call it the law of conservation of energy. The energy can be made or destroyed, but the total amount of energy never changes. But I can change it from form to another form. So I can't make like Harry Potter, abracadabra, and I make a light or a heat. I can't make it. And if I have a light or a heat, it can destroy it, but it change from form to another form. Now we will take an example about changing types of energy. Number one, fossil fuels stores potential energy from the sun, and fossil fuels like petrol use as a car and other vehicles to move it. Number two, plant take the energy from the sun and make it as a food. Who can tell me what we call this process? That is a question number two. And the last example, the water behind the dam has a potential energy. It makes the hydraulic power plant produce electric energy. And we have a lot of example about how the energy change from form to another form, like when you put the light bulb adds electricity. Here the electricity change from electrical energy to light energy. The question number three, who can tell me what's happened at the oven and what's happened at the television and what's happened at the fan? At this question, I want the energy is a change from to. It is very easy and all of you will know it, inshallah.